As you know, we're not big fans of Jake Tapper over here. There's no one who likes to bust his arm trying to pat himself on the back for being a real journalist, one of the last real reporters. He likes to furrow his brow and get very concerned about things that go on in Washington, D.C. that Jake Tapper doesn't approve of. That's why we were delighted to see that Jake Tapper has a brand new book out. Take a look at the cover. It's quite something. It's called Original Sin. And it's now available for pre-order at originalsinbook.com. No, it's not about the Garden of Eden. It's not about Adam and Eve and the serpent. Although there is a little bit of evil shrouded in this Original Sin book. The subtitle, President Biden's Decline, Its Cover-Up, and His Disastrous Choice to Run Again, by Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson. I'm sorry, is this an autobiography, Jake? The cover-up? The cover-up of Biden's decline. Jake Tapper participated in the cover-up of Joe Biden's decline. Jake Tapper is Exhibit A when describing what happened during the cover-up of Biden's decline. And now he's acting like, I was shocked to learn that Joe Biden wasn't fully cognitively aware. I didn't know anything about this until the moment I sat on that stage at the debate in June 27th. Been working hard on this with Alex Thompson, from interviews with more than 200 White House insiders, Dem leaders, and more. Hashtag Original Sin book. I think there are some other alternate titles we can have here. Original Sin. Original Sin suggests that this is the first bad thing that happened, that led to this cascade of horrific events, right? That's what the original sin was. We're all now broken and fallen because of that original sin. And I guess the original sin was denying Joe Biden's decline in health. Original sin. How about we call this the straw that broke the camel's back? How about this, the final nail in the coffin? Because this isn't the beginning of a problem, Jake Tapper. This was the end where we had all reached our limit, where we all decided, no, we're done with you people because you've been lying to us. You lied to us about Russian collusion. You lied to us about COVID and the lockdowns. You lied to us about the vaccine. You lied to us about Trump's felonious crimes. And you lied to us about the Biden presidency, not just about his failing health. You lied to us about the Afghanistan withdrawal. You lied to us about the economy and inflation. You lied and lied and lied to cover him up, to cover it up and make him look good. And you call this original sin? No, this was the end of a whole string of lies, Jake Tapper. And by the way, I have proof of that, specifically to you, Jake Tapper. Here's Laura Trump. This is during the 2020 presidential campaign. Not this last one, not 2024. This is when we all saw Joe Biden campaigning from his basement. We all saw Joe Biden at a rally, unable to remember people's names, incapable of being able to quote the preamble of the Declaration of Independence. Each one of us with life, liberty, and, you know the thing, right? That Joe Biden. Joe Biden, who wandered aimlessly on the stage. Joe Biden, who was incapable of running for president in 2020. But you see, Jake Tapper and his pals, they had an election to win, and they couldn't let Trump win 4 more years. So they had to lie and prop Joe Biden up. So here comes Laura Trump on Jake Tapper's show, and she points out the obvious, the thing that we can all see about Joe Biden's diminished mental capabilities. And here's Jake Tapper, the Praetorian Guard, doing the work for the Biden campaign and the Democrats.
Every time he comes on stage or they turn to him, I'm like, Joe, can you get it out? Let's get the words out, Joe. You kind of feel bad for him.
How do you think it makes little kids with stutters feel when they see you make a comment like that?
First and foremost, I had no idea that Joe Biden ever suffered from a stutter. I think what we see on stage with Joe Biden, Jake, is very clearly a cognitive decline.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. It makes me uncomfortable.
You are
to
no.
watch somebody on stage
That's so amazing. It's so amazing to me that
try and figure out an answer.
A cognitive decline.
But when you're trying to tell me that what I was suggesting was
I think that you were
stuttering,
mocking his stutter.
Yeah,
I think you were mocking his stutter, and I think you have absolutely no
Jake?
standing to diagnose somebody's cognitive decline. I would think
not
that somebody
diagnosing,
in the
I'm
Trump
saying that
family
he
would be more
treated Joe
sensitive
Biden of
to people who
today
do not have medical
not the Joe
licenses,
Biden of 5
diagnosing
years ago,
politicians
of 10
from
years ago.
afar. Plenty of people have diagnosed your father from afar, and I'm sure it offends you. Your father-in-law from afar. I'm sure it offends you. You don't have any
I'm
standing to
not
say.
diagnosing him. What I'm saying,
You
Jake,
just talked
is that
about a
we can
cognitive
clearly
decline.
see that Joe Biden
I
is
have one last
struggling
question for you, Laura. You
many
can't.
times on stage, and it's very concerning to a lot of people that this could be the leader of the free world.
Okay.
That is all I'm saying. I genuinely
you,
feel
Laura
sorry
Trump.
for Joe Biden.
I appreciate.
There you go. Interrupting her midstream, not letting her finish her statement, repeating the lie about the stutter. We've seen Joe Biden for the last 50 years. He's got a pretty good track record and public profile, Jake Tapper, going all the way back to 1972. And he never had a stutter. And here's Jake Tapper running interference for Joe saying, oh, you're making fun of his stutter. What? And yeah, by the way, he did concede that there had been plenty of people who have diagnosed Donald Trump and his mental capabilities. Guess where they did that? On CNN. So that was Jake Tapper in 2020. And now here's Jake Tapper, the hubris, the arrogance to come out here with a book called Original Sin, where he's now going to get to the bottom of the cover up. The book should have a picture of Jake Tapper on the cover. With like this. It was me. I did it. Here's another example. This is Jake Tapper promoting a book called What It Takes by Richard Ben Kramer. It's published in 92. And he's pointing out all about Joe Biden's stutter, right? Again, running interference. Here he is. There's 4 pages here. He took a picture about Joe Biden, right? Says, and see, people like the one below who brandish their ignorance as evidence of something else. This is back when Jake Tapper was trying to explain. See, he's had a stutter. We've all known about the stutter. We've all seen the stutter. This is a book written in 1992, all about the stutter. It's the stutter. It's the stutter. There's no stutter. And even when we saw all of the problems with Joe Biden during his presidency, during the campaign as well, as you just saw with Laura Trump, but all through the presidency, what did the White House tell us? Well, that's his stutter. He's had a lifelong stutter. Don't make fun of his stutter. And now here comes Jake Tapper. Here comes Jake Tapper, the champion of truth, the champion of unvarnished and unbiased reporting with his book. He's profiting from this. He's profiting from this, saying, I'm going to get to the bottom of the cover-up. Jake, you were the cover-up. Here's another example. Our friend, this is Savannah Hernandez. She does viral videos. Fearless young woman. Turning Point Action, as you can see from the branding there. Here she is, seeing Jake Tapper on the street during the 2024 campaign. I think this is during the convention coverage in Milwaukee, the Republican convention. This is before Joe Biden dropped out, by the way, but it's after that debate where Savannah Hernandez asked Jake Tapper a very simple question. Why did you participate in the cover-up of Joe Biden's decline?
I'm here at CNN. I can't get very close to them because their security guard is blocking me. But we've got Jake Tapper here. We've got Chris Wallace. We also have Dana Bash. Now, I've been asking them why they have been lying to the American public about the mental decline of Joe Biden. None of you guys would like to respond to that at all? No? Dana, you're a very respected journalist. Jake, not so much respected, but people listen to you still. Would any of you guys like to respond to Joe Biden's cognitive decline and why you guys lied to the American people about it for so long? Can you please take your hands off of it? So there you guys go. That's the media. They refuse to answer the questions of the American people. I'm here to see.
There you go. They didn't have anything to say then. Yeah, he should have said, listen, Savannah, I'd love to talk to you, but I'm writing a book about this right now, and I hope to profit off of our lies. I hope to profit off of what we did here, so I'm not going to give you anything for free. That's your great journalist, Jake Tapper. Listen, guys, you have a choice here. You can buy Jake Tapper's book. You can buy his spin. You can buy his lies. You can give him money to tell the story about how everybody covered up how the media participated in the cover-up of Joe Biden's decline. Or I've got an idea. You can buy my book, Shameless Liars. Shameless Liars, how Trump defeated the legacy media and made them irrelevant. Because if you look at the table of contents here, you'll see that I've got chapters about this very thing. I've got chapter 4, the worst president of all time. That actually shows before we even get to the health issues, all the things in the Trump presidency that they ran interference for, that they didn't challenge, that they didn't ask questions about, that they let happen. And by the way, once again, one of the biggest part about these shameless liars is that if anyone on the center right perspective, like this show or talk radio or any other podcaster, when they raised it, not only did they lie to cover it up, but they called us liars. They said that we were propagandists, because everything they accuse us of is what they did. Then I've got chapter 5, cheap fakes and the Biden decline. Remember all those videos that showed Joe Biden? We highlighted them right here on this show, that showed him wandering aimlessly off stage, or frozen at the Juneteenth concert, or frozen on the stage with Obama at the fundraiser in LA, or wandering off at the G7 summit. We were told that those were deceptively edited, cheap fake videos. That was all through June of 2024, 1 week before the debate, where it all came crashing down. Chapter 6, Biden falls and he can't get up. That really covers the debate and the aftermath as they try to spin and accuse other people of lying about Joe Biden. And then chapter 7, the Kamala coup, where they ended up handing her the nomination. And of course, nobody in the media ever discussed that and the plot behind that. I'm waiting for Jake Tapper to write that book. Maybe Dana Bash will do that one. Buy Jake Tapper's book if you want to lie. Buy my book if you want the truth. Either way, this is despicable of Jake Tapper. He is the absolute worst.